So what should the church do in light of the injustice around us? What should Christians do? Well, I think that's a timely and such an important question to ask in our day. And honestly, what often gets so lost, I think the first thing we need to do, and so gets so lost in the midst of us shouting at each other online, is that one of the essential responses that Christians are called to do in light of sin in us and around us in our systems, in light of the partiality and racism that is so rampant around us, is to mourn and to lament. There's such a concert, such a beautiful picture in the scriptures of the response of God's people to sin around us, being lament. Jesus went so far as to say an essential defining thing of his kingdom people is that they would mourn. Blessed are those who mourn because they will be comforted. So what should you do? I would say first, Christians should mourn. We should lament. We should deeply feel and hate and want to break with the sin around us, the injustice around us, the racism around us. I think that's the first response that Christians should have. I think second, in light of what Matthew chapter 5, verses 13 and 14 tell us, that you are the salt of the earth, and you are the light of the world. And when salt loses its saltiness, what's it good for? It ain't good for nothing. And there's this real reality that light serves no purpose if it's covered and hidden. And in that passage, being light and being salt is tied with good works that are public, that are seen before others. And I think in this time, there's a vacuum that the church needs to feel. There is a real reality that both sides need the witness of the church. We need to publicly proclaim that we are both for justice and for peace in our city. And I'm so excited. The church I pastor, Fordham Community Church, we are currently, along with other churches and pastors here in the Bronx, organizing a march for the church to be able to lend its voice, to lead out in saying we are for justice and for peace in our city. We are excited about just being able to do that. It comes from the real pain that exists in our city. And we want to be able to see God work in that and use the church in that reality. Because really, Christians alone can say why it is that people of color, Black Lives Matter. Why is that? It's because they're made in the image of God fundamentally. And so we want to be able to do that. So what should Christians do? What should you do in light of injustice around you? You should mourn. And I think we should take action as far as we have the opportunity. I pray and hope that you would be helped and served by this. And I am excited as we in the Bronx get to really lead as a church community, united with really what's going on in the whole New York City, joining a movement of other churches in the city as marches have gone on in Brooklyn, to be able to say that we want to, as a church, say we are for justice and for peace.